Hey guys, so we're going to see what I got from Baker Creek, or better known as rareseeds.com. This is December, so this is going to be my winter into spring, what I'm going to do for that, and part of it's going to also trickle into the summertime. So let's see what fun little seeds I got, and I'll see you soon, so stay tuned. Oh, come on. Alright, sorry for the technical difficulties there. I did my nails and I'm not used to them yet, so kinda makes it easier to get into these packages though. It's kinda nice. Alright, so I got a total of $84.00. It looks like it is a total of 25 items. And they give you this receipt here with their logo and website and everything like that, and some more information here. So I got this earlier this month and whatnot, and now we're gonna open it. And there's a big vanilla envelope. They sent them in these bubble wraps. It did get damaged a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so here is the seeds. There is going to be one seed that is not purchased, making it, I think, technically 23 or 26 things. I can't count, apparently. Some of these are all mixed up and upside down. Ooh, found the free seed. I'll start with that one. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Alright, so starting with the free seed, it's Mizuna. A newly developed Japanese heirloom nutrition. Purple stem and dark greens make a lovely contrast. A delicate flavor unparalleled, adapted to both extreme heat and cold. Oh, that's nice. A small percentage of the plant will have smooth mustard-shaped leaves. So I'm guessing it's kind of like a shard almost. A Swiss chard almost, I'm assuming. I would have to do more research on this to see what it is specifically. It is a Japanese plant, so I would assume that they have dishes where this is a star in them, but I am interested into trying this one. I've never had that before. I don't even think I even saw it on their website, to be honest. Okay, so I have this new fun Let's try that again. New fun obsession with petunias, specifically the variegated style. So I got some more petunias, hoping that maybe my petunias I currently have will cross over and make them that way. But either way, they are a balcony mix. These are in annuals, once a popular variety in early 20th century, a delightful fragrant bloom in rose, lavender, and purple, trailing plant perfect for hanging baskets. So these are really pretty. I have two that crawl across the ground and one in a pot, minus the white fly issue that they seem to be very prone to. Actually, most of my garden has a prone to issue with those guys. But they are gorgeous. They're lovely. I love them. So I did these earlier in the year, these red noodle beans. I loved them. They didn't produce as prolifically as I would have hoped that they would, but I only did like 3 or 4 little plants, and it was kind of late in the year, so I got some more so that way maybe I can do like a whole big thing. And I love pansies, so we got some pansy trumpet mix. They're the charming mix of bold tones from violet to plum, gold to tangerine, and even a splash of bicolored petals. I got some sometime during either the beginning of this year or 2020, and there was this one little pansy that I loved. These are also called violas, so there's that. I've been dying to try, I think they're called Nastrums. Anyways, these are supposed to be edible. You're supposed to be able to eat the leaves, the seeds, the flowers themselves. I can't talk today. Themselves. So these ones are the Tip Top Alaskan Salmon Nastrums. They're an annual as well. A favorite edible flower in soft salmon colorful. Compact plant reaches 8 inches tall. The variegated leaves are also edible, making a spicy green salad, so that was kind of one I was hoping for. The romantic blush tone petals are perfect for fine edible garnish designs. So I bake a lot generally, and I wanted to kind of like throw something in there, and I also cook, so I was kind of hoping that this would be fun in the kitchen. And to go along with the red beans, I got the green variety just to give these a try, see if they're any different. I don't know if they're different in size. They get about 20 inches long or so. So that's pretty cool. They do have a wide adaptability to climates is what it says, and they are a straight, smooth, bright green with excellent quality. Tolerates extreme heat, humidity, and then they say to soak the seeds overnight. I didn't have to soak the seeds. I just put them in potting soil and then they were good. Okay, so I have spoon tomatoes in my garden right now, and they're about the size of a currant, so I thought currant tomatoes would be kind of fun as well. So I'm hoping that these are pretty good growers, and hopefully I can actually grow them this year. Now I wanted to do something I can do inside, something that was small and everything. So I got two different varieties. The first one will be the Orange Hat. It's a little mini dwarf variety. It gets about to be 9 inches tall, and they produce little tiny orange snacking tomatoes. So there's that. Let's see. The extreme dwarf bush plant grows just 6 to 9 inches tall, but produces oodles of tiny orange orbs bursting with fruity sweetness. I can't read today, apparently. Perfect for growing indoors or on a patio, as an edible ornament in beds, borders, or mixed containers. So this is one of those things where if you wanted a small, tiny garden with like a handful of things, that would be a good variety to do. Now I am determined, and determined is the key, to have tomatoes in my garden, because that is yet to be a successful thing. Everything else seems to be fine though, except for the eggplant. It just refuses. Anyways, so I got a German pink. I had gotten a variety like this. I do believe this is a beefsteak variety. It doesn't say much about like if it's a beefsteak or not, but it does remind me of what a beefsteak says. It says it's perfect for canning, freezing, slicing, and juicing, so I'd assume that that qualifies under the beefsteak varieties. But I got one of these from Gurney's. It was their hybrid German pink tomato, and I never got a single tomato plant to actually get past like 2 inches tall. I don't know what happened. I don't know why, but it never did. So somewhere in November, I ended up with the worst toothache ever, and I thought it would be real fun to give these a go. They're supposed to be organic tooth pain, basically, or any kind of mouth pain for that matter, and they're just real fun for some people. These are an annual. They possess a numbing quality when chewed on, and other herbal uses. Yellow and red cone-shaped flowers. So that looks like yellow and brown to me, but I I could be very wrong. They say it's yellow and red. It is a photo though. I'm also kind of partially colorblind sometimes, so who knows. These are started 3 to 4 weeks inside before the last frost. Light seed germination. Find a place in the garden that has full sun. So you do need light for this one to grow, so you kind of would probably just want to, yeah, you just sprinkle them on top of your seed start mix or whatever, spritz them, and then you should be good if you have a grow light inside. And then the other tiny teeny tomato, they're called microtoms. I thought they were adorable. These ones are one of the world's smallest varieties. The compact variety does not disappoint when it comes to performance and flavor. Great for containers. So it doesn't state exactly how big this gets. No. But it does suggest 6 inches apart, so I would assume that the plant does get relatively big. So I wanted to try my hand at bell peppers. Every bell pepper that I have tried to grow never succeeded. I was doing something wrong. And the bell peppers that I have in my garden, they were from either Home Depot or they were from... No, they weren't from Home Depot. No, they were only from Summer Winds. Yeah, and they kind of grew. I mean... sort of. They were no bigger than this. And that would be like a really big one. And I mean, I'm not saying like wide, that the height. They were just that tall. So, and they were like, I don't know, that big around maybe. They weren't very big. These guys don't seem very big. They're the purple beauties. I have a purple beauty in my garden. I don't know if it's going to survive the cold. I don't know if this variety is a very big variety, but let's see, what does it say? But I could be wrong, because that might be what's throwing me. Let's see, it says 75 days, reliable and well-adapted plants produce high yields of delicious onyx-colored peppers. Yeah, that seems legit. These compact plants average to 18 inches in height. Seems about right for what I have. And 4-inch black fruit when ripened. Okay, so that makes more sense. So I was giving zero information when I got this plant. I grabbed it. It was a last minute buy. They were closing, literally closing. Like, we were there after hours because we just got lost in Wonderland, basically. So yeah, that would have been nice to know that these peppers were tiny peppers, like snacking peppers. So that makes more sense now. I'm not going to be so like disappointed now when I see them. So definitely giving these another go. I wanted another variety of pepper in my yard, or I should say garden specifically. I have jalapenos, I have sugar rush, poblanos, and an anonymous chili pepper variety. It didn't say the type, it just said chilies. So I would assume that it's just straight up chilies, but I got shishito peppers. These are old Japanese varieties. They produce about 3-inch long, slightly wrinkled fruit. Perfect for making tempuras and other traditional recipes. I love Asian food, so I thought this would be something fun to give it a go. I wanted to learn how to make more dishes that way. Sorry. Let me get a drink. First I can't talk, make words. Now I'm just not able to talk. Alrighty. So the next pepper I thought was pretty and adorable is the lises. These guys right here. These guys are believed to be the sweetest of all peppers, so I thought a sweet pepper would be very nice, especially when I'm randomly rummaging through my garden and I'm hungry. These thickest flesh we've ever seen. Correct me if I'm saying this wrong. The lises is a total crowd pleasers with intensely juicy texture. The plants are stocky and high yielding, and altogether rugged, easy to grow pepper. So I'm hoping that these are true to their word. They're easy to grow because And these are not full sun plants. These are minimum full sun plants. Okay. So yeah, that would be nice because in that way I have a snacky pepper other than just bell peppers. So I like trying new things, and I've never been a super fan of radish, but I thought this Easter basket was just delightful, and they have multiple varieties in there, it looks like, so I figured one out of them I will like the most. Or I won't, and I'll just use the whole pack anyways, just for fun. I have coworkers and stuff that like getting little treats, so I can always do it for them. These magnificent multi-texture and some of the most colorful spring radishes on the planet. These easy to grow roots and adds lots of color, flavor to early spring salads. A rainbow of color and consistency, about 15 heirloom varieties. So there was 15 different heirloom varieties. I'll give you guys a good like view. There you go. So if you've had any of them in here other than traditional ones, which I think are the red with the white bottoms, let me know. I know some of them are called French breakfasts and stuff like that. I hear those are the mildest out of all of them, but I'm very curious to know what people think. So moving along, I got these guys in one of my first purchases, and then I lost them. Couldn't find them. Was going crazy thinking that I never ever ordered them until my cats were playing with something underneath a rotor hat, I think is what it's called. I can't even think of the word of what it is. Anyway, it's a car part. Maybe it's a hub. I'm not sure, but I do know that at some point the tire attaches around it. So I realized that I had set these down, and now they're all wet and destroyed, so I had to get a new one. And these are the Black Trumpet Sapiculus, I think is what they're called. Sapiculus? I don't know. These guys, they're really pretty. I wanted to grow them. I couldn't find the stupid packet until my cat was playing with what I thought was paper. No, it's that packet of seeds that I lost, like, couldn't even tell you when. Alright, so that being said, don't leave your stuff randomly around, and if you're forgetful like me, put everything back where you found it so you don't lose it. So the next thing, I have two of the same because I wanted to give this a really nice try. It is the Purple Lady Bok Choy. I've seen this at Home Depot growing. They looked really pretty and amazing. So I wanted to, excuse you hair, I wanted to give them a go. So the back of the container says, we love this eye-catching Purple Lady Bok Choy. We believe this one is the best sustainable, or best strains available sustainable. The neat little plant makes a perfect presentation tucked into tidy kitchen gardens or displayed at farmer's market. Crunchy, juicy, and full of flavor. So bok choy is kind of like cabbage as far as I can remember. It is definitely an Asian or Chinese cuisine, so that's one of those things where you'd want to do like a stir-fry situation. So that I thought would be really lovely, again, with my love for Asian food. So I tried doing Waltman's, I think it's called, butternut squash. Got them to grow, got them to fruit, but never got them past yay-ish long. It depends on which one, and they were kind of small. They were like that big at the biggest, maybe that big. I don't know, but they weren't very big. They didn't get to squash status. So I was a little disappointed, but I have had those seeds for a little while, so maybe I was like, maybe they're just old seeds and they just don't wanna grow. Maybe I didn't keep them in the correct like environment. I don't know. But I thought maybe a different variety would be fun to try. These ones seem a little bit more on the textured size, aka warty-ish side. And these ones are the Butternut Rugosa Vilina, or the Gioa for short, I guess. So these ones I thought were interesting. They're an Italian butternut type. Flesh is deep orange and sweet, perfect for desserts, roasting, stuffing, and baking. So I thought that was neat. And then I got little lemon squashes. So these guys are supposed to look like little lemons. These are the most popular summer squash, the shape and size of a lemon, huge yields and pest resistant, delicious and prolific. And for me right now, because pests seem to be my biggest issue next to a watering schedule, this is what I need, because none of my squash really did anything. Alright, and then I've seen on Roots and Refuge where she has the Abe Lincoln tomatoes, and they got like really super huge, and these guys are supposed to be like super huge. So I got me one to give it a try. Renowned 1923 heirloom medium large red meaty fruit is incredible old-fashioned favorite, slicer or canner. So I love me a good tomato, so I got that. I bought, or I should say my husband bought, for one of our anniversaries, I can't remember if it was the last one or if it was one before, but he bought me like a bunch of flowers and like plants and like all sorts of stuff and roses, so it must have been this very last one, right, like recent. But stock flowers were one of the varieties we got, and I loved them so much, and I don't know if they ever survived seeds or anything like that, so I got some anyways, just in case none of them ever reappeared. And going with the squash varieties, I thought the honey nuts would be fun. Oh, and these are the Anytime mix. I don't know if you saw that. Stock flowers are pretty interesting, but these ones can tolerate the heat and cold, and they're about 24 inches tall when they grow, so I didn't want to go over them too super much because this is kind of getting long and I'm trying to hurry up. These honey nut squashes are a mini butternut. I thought these were kind of cute. They're kind of like self-serves, if you will. One of the best tasting squash of all time. Fruit reaches about 4 to 5 inches long. They're a 100-day plant. Serving size, or they're a single serving size, so that's why I kind of wanted it, so that way if I wanted just one, I didn't have to hold the whole thing. I didn't want to. They're quicker to roast whole, bred and renowned vegetable. Oh, bred by renowned vegetable breeder Michael Mazzori of Cornell and Taste. I don't know, something famous chef Dan Barber. So if you want to see more information on that, just go to their website, Baker Creek. You can either put Baker Creek into Google, or you can just put rareseeds.com into Google, and it'll take you there either way. And then I had tiny bok choys that I tried to grow in my garden, but for some reason my cats thought it was playtime, and they dug them all up, and they didn't grow, because now I don't know where they are. So I got 2 packs of those to start inside, so that way maybe they will make it outside. So that is the entire haul that we have for Baker Creek. I haven't gotten much from them in a while, just because they send so many seeds in one pack, and I only have so much space at a time, so I was kind of like trying to cycle through everything. But now that it is cold here in the low desert of Arizona, I'm just like, okay, well, I didn't get some of the things that I wanted to grow. I don't have any more of those seeds, and I wanted to get started on some of the things for the springtime, or for us, our not hot version of summer. So that's basically, what I got and everything. So if you have ever grown in anywhere like Arizona, then you'll understand what I mean by not hot summer, because between December to January and the very first weeks of February, it is freezing cold. And right now it's like the last 2 weeks of December, basically. It's now starting to get cold. It dropped down to like 40-something degrees outside. And it's still dropping a little bit. So we probably will see 34 tops, and then it'll go back up. But once about the second week of January, or the second week of February hits, so after my birthday hits, then it gets warm, like cold, like wearing a jacket in the morning, not in the afternoon, back again at nighttime kind of situation, like a fall kind of scenario. And then it'll go immediately to just burning heat. Like, you don't get no graceful adjustment. It just goes from like tolerable to why is it so hot. So basically that's how that goes. And then that basically lasts from about, I would say, March and April are tolerable, but May all the way until about September is where you're just, please let it stop being summer. So that is what makes it very challenging for people who, like me, who live in this area, who grow things, because one summer it'll be fine, the next summer your plants are like, I'm out. So we're gonna see what the summer comes up with. I'm gonna be doing some more things in my garden. I'm rearranging some things, rebuilding some things, adding some things, so hopefully I can get videos for those, and hopefully I can get videos of me building some of the stuff, even if my husband needs to help me, just because he's a little bit more knowledgeable than I am with certain things, and he's a little taller, so that makes it a world of difference sometimes. But other than that, some of the things that I have planned is a brand new shade system, and we're supposed to get the sprinkler or drip system set up, specifically on one side, more or less. Might have to wait off on the other side, but that'll be fine as long as I get the one finished and everything. So hopefully I can get all that done up. I don't think I've gotten any videos really showing us starting the drip system, but if you guys want to see what I currently have now, I can show you. And then videos I wanted to kind of go over is videos about like what I do for my soil and how I get my soil the way it is. So let me know if you guys want to see any of those, or want any like in-depth of any particular video I've done. I also throw in like cooking videos, so let me know if there's anything that I grow that you want to see a specific recipe, and I'll try to get that recipe accomplished. Some recipes are a little out of my budget, but most of them I can at least attempt. So anyways, I know this has been a really long video for you guys. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me for so long. I know I've had a really hard time for some reason talking and just reading in general. It's been a long day, that's all I know. So thanks for dealing with that and just kind of laughing along with me about it. It's something I struggle with on a daily basis, even when I'm at work, so I just laugh it off. It's fine. But I just want to thank you guys for understanding that sometimes we just have struggles. But if you guys haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around for more future videos so that way you guys can follow along and see what I'm doing. Maybe it'll help. I don't know if I've ever mentioned, but I am in zone 9B, so if that helps you guys understand like what kind of environment I live in, then maybe it'll help you too if you live in a very similar environment. Just remember, every zone is a little different. Even if you're in the same zone, you can have microclimates which will change your zone entirely to being, instead of like a zone 9B, now you're a zone 9B, but you're cooler, so you're almost an A, or you're hotter, so you're almost a 10A, So it kind of just depends on your little microclimates. You can even have microclimates inside of a microclimate, which I found out, which is interesting. So yeah, just keep going and doing what you do. Later, guys.